Hey my friends, hey, how's it going? Thanks for joining us on our 20th video on our journey to the old world. That's right my friends, except this time around we're working on our legacy army, our vampire counts. So the last time we spent together, we were working on our, oh god, pardon me, I'm a little raspy. Work was so busy, did a lot of talking. That's better. Yeah. So last time together, friends, we were working on the ghouls. We started to work on the dire wolves. So I want to thank everybody for all the views on the trip, on the video when Linda and myself went to the Warhammer store. Was not expecting those numbers, my friends. Hey, thanks a lot. Thanks. And I hope you stay on board, my friends. All right, so before we start gluing stuff, let's talk a little bit about the actual list. I can cut parts out when we do that. This be productive with our time together. So my friends, I'm not able to march. Okay, so the undead don't get to march, but we have reserve move, which is basically means at the end of the shooting phase, when all shooting is resolved, we can move normally, but we cannot march. So the undead is unable to march. And so, now the crypt ghouls have reserve move. The dire wolves have reserve move. And then spirit hosts. So spirit hosts, dire wolves, crypt ghouls. Those three troops have reserve move. Oh god, pardon me. There's a banner that gives the unit reserve move, and then there's a spell that gives me reserve move. So it's all about the reserve move, my friend. That's going to make up for the shambling mass not being able to march. I mean, I love the visual of it. It's pretty neat. You know, it's very thematic to the army, where it's undead, and they're not going to be rushing at you like super fast, but they're going to be relentless and not stop moving. So that'd be cool. It makes you rethink your strategy a little bit. Okay, so now the good thing about it is normally during the shooting phase, the vampire counts wouldn't have much to do anyways. And you know, you would have to take a banshee to have any shooting going on. Okay, I'm looking for a left, right, rib. Okay, hold on. Okay, here's the left. And then where's that right? There's a right there. Don't want to lose those. Okay, yeah, so it's all about the reserve move. So I got... Okay, so... Let me get down to the magic. There's a magic banner. Standard of hellish vigor, 40 points. A unit carrying the standard of hellish vigor gains the reserve move. Okay, so they get reserve move. Okay, 40 points. So luckily a unit has a 50-point level. So so my skeletons, my grave guard, my black knights, and my blood knights are the 4 units that can take advantage of that banner. And then I have, for spells, God, where are they at? Right down here. Oh, Lord of the Undead. Yeah, Hellish Vigor. Casting a 7 or a 10. 7 or more. Yeah, basically, the reserve move. So if I get at the casting range of a 7, it's a single unit. If it's 10 or more, then it's going to be every friendly unit. So I want to roll high on that one. But yeah, so it's all about being reserve move. Now so far this list is going to be Crypt Ghouls. It's going to be, the Dire Wolves. And so, now of course I have my stuff that flies. So I have this stuff that flies. And, okay, hold on. Gotta make sure I'm on the right side. Is that it? That's it. Yeah, I remember last time I had trouble with these guys because I was trying to put, I was trying to put the rib cage in their stomach. Okay, yeah, let's get the blue on there. Yeah, so reserve move. It's all about now. Now, also the main thing about my army is the death of a general rule. So basically, my general has to be a wizard. Okay, has to be a wizard because it's his will. It's his supernatural will that animates the army. And so once my general dies, then I have to start rolling for leadership, and that's when my army turns to dust. Oh God, I need more glue on there. How come it's not going in there? It's going in there good. Hold on, friends. There it is. There it is. Yeah. Now, but the thing is, that's always been a thing for the vampire count. So normally, back in the past, I'd always have to make sure I'm drinking Cafe Bistro. I love this coffee. It's so good. So normally I would spend a lot of resources protecting my general. So even though I have the Crypt Ghouls and I have, I'm going to have another unit for my general to hang out in. Now, I can go a couple of different routes, okay? Meat losing instead of rib cage, and then we'll talk about my choices. Now, even though I can bring a vampire count and a 1,000-point game, that character would eat up so many points, okay? Now, I can bring a vampire thrall for 75 and make it a level 1 wizard, which is all I really would need, okay? So I can cash Hellish Vigor, and then I can use my vampiric power and get Master of the Black Arts and be able to cast the Invocation of Neox spell, which would be essential because that's what lets me heal my troops, okay? Now, the only troops I can, okay, from what I read, and it's the newly undead rule, which allows me to increase that unit beyond its starting size, and it's only zombies that have that rule. I don't really have any zombies in my list right now. So what I could do is I could bring a unit of skeletons with spears. Now the night goblins with spears held up really well against the Bretonnians. So one thing my friend Jesse and I were discussing, hold on one second, my friends, was hey again, thanks for watching and liking, my friends. Thanks. And I hope your games are going good. I hope you're having success. Now my games were pretty close. Mostly it was my own errors that kept me from winning, which I don't really mind because it's all a learning experience. But I had fun playing the games, and I noticed each game, the second game we looked at the book a lot less. So as time goes on, we'll be referencing the rules less. My friend Jesse had a great idea about having like a little reference sheet, so that way we don't have to pull out the book and just have like the stuff in order we forget. Yes, that's going to be nice. I gotta get rid of that one right there. Hold on. That one shows. Yeah. So the 1,000 points is going to go quick. Okay, so the base point for the thrall is like 75 points, okay? To make my thrall level 1 wizard is 30 points, so we're coming in at 105. I'm allowed 50 points of vampiric powers and 50 points of magic items. Now, if I brought in a vampire count, then we're talking 160, just bare minimum, but with way better stats, you know. But for such a low level game, a thrall will be sufficient. Or I could bring in a necromancer, save some points, but then I got to be really careful because the necromancer is not going to be able to survive in combat. Not like a thrall can. I mean, well, I definitely would have more than. Well, I'm definitely going to be bringing a necromancer. Because see, this the vampire count's all about the magic. It's all going to be about getting my my buffs. See, not so much hexes, but buffs. My army's going to need buffs. It's all going to be about the hellish figure. It's all about reserve move. It's going to be all about you know, I have another spell. It's a Bandance, where I can increase attributes, you know, by D3, you know, and that's going to be big, you know, my initiative, that kind of stuff. More like fighting stats, not really so much the movement. I'll double check, because you never know. I could be wrong. I'm wrong quite often, but see, I don't mind being wrong, because if you know. Because if I'm corrected in a polite manner, it's good for everybody, especially me, you know. Because what happens is, I'm reading this stuff and putting these models together, I'm getting the old memories, and I'm getting like 8th edition Rollcrete. I mean, most of the stuff is still the same. Yeah, see, this is going together a lot faster. Oh, hold on. That's right. See, this is at that funky angle. Now, these guys are a bargain, okay? So, they're like 8 points each. And then 6 points to make a Doom Wolf, which would be the unit champion. Now, it's 5 to 20. It's capped at 20. Now, I have 10 of them. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring a single unit of 10. They're skirmishers, open order, so they don't really have any problems. They can rank up in the combat pretty easy. I don't want to bring 5 because they'll disintegrate. If I bring 10, I'll have a chance to at least heal them once. Now I can't bring these guys past their starting size. I mean, yeah, but I can bring I can go 10 and stop. So. Okay, let's lay that guy down. We should just glue the head on right now. We'll try to get him done. My mom, my wife, and myself are going to go out to brunch. I know, I'm such an old man, I know. Yeah, we're going to the senior center, my friends. It's awesome. You know, yeah, I pay city taxes. Sometimes I take advantage of the senior center. There's some classes I'm thinking about taking. It's just a matter of making time for them. Okay, but back to this, which is where the time is now. Yeah, so basically reserve move. Now I do have one shooting option, and that's the Banshee, okay? So she's 90 points, she has an 8-inch range, and it's a leadership test, okay? So whatever you fail it by is how many wounds you take. I believe she causes terror, so I gotta read up on it, you know. She's ethereal. So basically she's an independent character, you know, that counts as my shooting. Now the nice thing about it is if I bring a Banshee, she will unlock a spirit host, which also have reserve move. Okay. So since I can't march, I gotta, so basically what doesn't have reserve move is my infantry, okay, and my cavalry. They don't have it. It's just going to be the crypt ghouls, the dire wolves, and the spirit hosts. That's going to have reserve move. Okay, I can let that guy go. These guys are pretty neat. Now the heads seem really kind of huge though. That's my only beef. The mane makes it look really big, almost like it's more like a decayed lion. But hey, what can you do, They look better when they're painted. They always look better when they're painted. So, it's up to me to make them look good. I shouldn't complain. I'll make my own models if I want to complain. Okay, here we go. Let's see, looking for... Okay, let's put together number 4. But yeah. Now, what I can do is I need to bring in the Blood Knights, okay? So I gotta bring in a cavalry option to counterweight. Cause my friend Jesse and her Bretonnian force has 2 units of cavalry, okay? So the Knights of the Realm and then the Grail Knights. Now she only brought 3 Grail Knights, so that's like the minimum size. So that's all fine. I'll bring in the unit of 5 Blood Knights. And that's going to be pretty pricey, my friends, because those guys are 39 points each, okay? And that's my rare choice. Okay, so I still need the other half of the number 4. Now, the cool part about it is well, hold on. I don't want to mess up. I want to make sure I get the right one. Because it'll look kind of funny if I don't get the right one. Hold on. Wait. Okay, that was number 4. You just gotta pardon me, my friends. Just got those old man eyes. That's number 2. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2. Here it is, number 4. Okay, yeah. Oh, just the legs will look funny. I mean, I imagine they'll probably fit, but the pose would be all weird. Okay, that's good. Now I just need the ribs. The left and the right. Okay, so here's the left. Here's the right. But basically, reserve move. Not be able to march. It's going to have to be a whole different, mindset. It's weird. Even my cavalry can't march. Nothing can march. Now, since I'm playing my... Oh, what am I doing? What am I doing? It's too early for that, Ernie. Oh, God, I almost blew it. I got to put the ribs in first. Yeah. So, with the Bretonnians, if they let you go first, then they get the blessing of the lady, okay? And so I can count on going first. I can count on that. So, if I can get all of my reserve move stuff going on, that means I could be quick and be on her and be all blocking her. It's stuck to my finger. There it is. Yeah. So it's going to be all about the speed. Because this Bretonnian army's fast. Okay, there it is. Yeah, it's going to be fast. Now, back to the question of my general, okay? Well, not the question, more the subject, I mean. Yeah, so now with my general, once my general dies, as soon as my general dies, at the end of that round, I got to start rolling. And then every round after that, I got to roll, to see who disintegrates. Now, some units hang around. Like I believe the Blood Knights, I think they're immune to that. There's a couple of things that are immune, like my characters are immune to that. I want to say the Blood Knights are, because basically, they have that same thing with the Grail Knights, where they can issue and accept challenges, like all 5 of them. Now, the cool part about it is if the unit champion of the Blood Knights, I can bring I can give that vampire powers. Now there's a vampire power called what's the one? Just look it up. Hold on, wait. I don't want to say it wrong. Okay, vampire powers. Should have been prepared. Okay, there's items. Here it is. Okay, so here we go. Now, for 30 points, I can use the evocation of neck. I can use that rule like I'm a necromancer, which I'm gonna have to spend the points on, because that's key. Okay, that's if I bring my vampires a general, which I'm thinking about doing. So I'm gonna bring a thrall. Okay, I got the perfect model to use. Okay, come on, Ernie, get in there. I need a little bit more glue, friends. Hold on. See, the first one I put too much on. Now I overcompensated and didn't put enough. There we go. Yeah. So I'm thinking about bringing skeletons. Because the ghouls aren't that expensive either, okay? So it's 180 points for 20 of them. They're like 9 points each. Now they don't have an armor save, they just have their regen save. There it is. There it goes. Yeah, they just got that regen save. A 6. That's not much, but that's okay. Because they got poison, they got 2 attacks. Move through cover, skirmish. I can raise them. Yeah, I can heal them. Not raise them, I can heal them. Okay, let's get this guy going. But yeah, so it's just going to be that way. Now, I'm still undecided now. Okay, so the vampire, now the necromancer is a lot less in points, but the stat line is pretty terrible. And I would have to have just a unit, just to babysit them, to soak up wounds for like 1 round, because I'd be toast. So I'm thinking Vampire Thrall would be more interesting. A little safer, more expensive but safer. And then I'll bring a Necromancer as a secondary character. Okay, here we go. I got a little too much blue in there. That's good. That looks alright. Yeah, it looks fine. Yeah, so now, if I bring a right king, I'm sorry about the glare, my friends. Let me give it a chance to focus. This is Krell. It's a pretty old model from like 1994, and then it took me forever to find it. I was searching for it for the 8th edition, and there used to be an ultimate army list that allowed you to take just skeleton army only, and then as long as you had with the spellcaster, not as a general. It was a fun list, but the point is if I bring that character, okay, let me get that show on. Okay, so if I bring in a Right Lord for 40 points, that unlocks the ability to bring in Black Knights or Graveguard as a core choice, okay? So if I did that, then I would have my right king, Once I make sure I say it right. No, it's the right lord. The king is the one that's higher. So it'd be my right lord, and then it'd be my vampire, and then it'd be in a unit, okay? So I can either go skeletons, but I can go grave. Now the grave guard are 11 points. The dire wolves, that unit of dire wolves is going to be like 86 points. It's kind of similar to the squid hoppers, where they're pretty inexpensive with like one-time punch. They got slavery in charge, they have reserve move, they have the swift stride, and they have vanguard, okay? So the swift stride will allow me to add 3 inches to my charge, which is nice. The vanguard gives me like a free reform move if I read it correctly. So it's all about the speed with those guys. Okay, now we're almost done with these guys. It's going pretty quick. Now the Blood Knights, because see, if I did that, then I would have my unit, my main unit, because I know he's going to charge me with that unit of knights, especially if my general's in there. Because I killed my friend's Bretonnian general. Now, the cool part about it is my best friend Jessie, she had an extra army bits. So she has an extra Bretonnian helm for me. I'm so excited. So the next time we meet up, I'm going to get that helmet, and I'll be able to add it to my Night Goblin general. Now I'm going to put it on a spike on his shoulder pads. I'll just have it be the empty helmet. I'm not going to have like a neck or nothing coming out the bottom of it, you know. I don't know. We'll see. But that's the key thing to defeating the vampire kind of army, is taking out the general. You know, once you take out the head, the body just falls, you know. That hasn't changed. So if I go the vampire thrall, you know, the wound, okay, so the wounds are the same, and the leadership is the same, if I remember correctly. Let's double check. But I know the toughness and the strength is much higher, and my chance to survive, and also my initiative is much higher. And if I have that right lord standing right next to me, I got a nice bodyguard, you know. Now I can do the same, and you know, with my with the necromancer. Now I can oh dang it, hold on, the head just fell off. Oh, now I could bring the corpse cart, and that will also give me a level 1 wizard, and then it'll also give me some buffs to my army. Now, but that's like 100 and something points, but that's basically like getting a wizard and like I wouldn't use it for attacks. I would have it behind, and we'll see. I'll look it up in a second, because I have one. It's a possibility. But the problem is the 1,000 points, my friend. It sounds like a lot, but it's not. Okay, it's not. Especially when I'm talking like 10. Okay, so basically 75, 105, and then what was it? 25. Was it? Okay, I'll look. So basically, we're talking almost 200 points, and I haven't even added magic items to my general yet. There we go. That's better now. Now I was saying before, the Night Goblins, the Spears, they did really well. They did really well against the unit of Knights. So infantry is a little tougher this edition. That's one thing that my friend and myself were talking about, you know, that the infantry really stood up against the cavalry. Before, that would be like an instant win. You know, lance formation on a unit of infantry was an automatic cream. Just you steamroll them, bam, you know. I mean, I still lost, but because of combat resolution. Okay, hold on. Yeah, so here it is. So the throw, 75, make it level 1 wizard, that's 30, that's 105. Okay, then I can bring up to 50 points of powers and up to 50 points of items. Okay, so I'd probably max out the items, and then for the powers, I'd only bring 1 power because I don't have a lot. You know, they're kind of pricey, and they should be. Okay, so because they kind of give you that bloodline flavor, what the bloodlines used to be. So what I would probably would bring, yeah, I'd bring the Dark Acolyte for 30 points. Okay, so right there, that's going to bring my general to 135 points with a possibility of another 50 on top. So we're talking 185 right there, okay? Boom! That's almost a fifth of my army, okay? And then you saw the dire wolves, that's like 86 points. That's not bad. You know, that's pretty cheap for 10. The crypt ghouls was 180 for 20. And then the grave guard's going to be probably, as you can see what I'm talking about, it adds up quick, you know. So I might not be able to have the points for the Banshee like I hoped, and it's just going to be about reserve move. Oh, then the Blood Knights, that's like 200 and something points, and I need to have those. Okay, that's crucial. Okay, so if I have to, yeah, I'll only bring 20 ghouls instead of 40. But the thing is, my friends, is that just get gluing. I could be gluing guys together while we're talking. I know we're looking at the phone and I'm adding the list together, but yeah, it's just going to be tough to balance. So the problem is the necromancers are so fragile that you got to have a unit to babysit them. You really can't have them running around, especially when they have the bowmen. And those guys, their range was amazing because it's longbows, okay? So I gotta account for that. Okay, here we go. Let's put together this guy. Let's do a different pose. But yeah. Now magic-wise, now my friend, she was doing all buffs. So I kind of think that's the way to go in these low-level games, is it's going to be buffs. Okay, which one I just cut? 2. It's really kind of confusing which one is which. How's that look together? It looks like he's jumping. Or does it look like he's begging? I don't know, we'll see. But yeah. That's a 3. That's a 4. Okay, here's a 1. And then here's a 1. Okay, let's do this one. Yes. So, I'm not going to worry about trying to do any death spells. It's mostly going to be about the hexes and buffs big time. That's what it's going to be about. The fact I can't march. It's all going to be about healing my troops and getting off the hellish vigor. Because the Blood Knights, for 40 points, I can give them the banner of hellish vigor, and they'll have the reserve move, okay? And then I can give the unit champion and the Blood Knights vampiric powers as well. And what I can do is, dang it, I didn't mean to close it. Now I can give them Lord of the Night. Okay, so for 15 points, they can heal either fellbats, bat swarms, or dire wolves within 12 inches of that unit. Okay, and so what I would do is, of course, it's a leadership test, and it's in the command subbase. with them, you know. So what I would do is I would run the dire wolves and the blood knights in tandem together, so that way they can heal them, you know. Now I can bring the fell bats, and the fell bats would have fly, and I can always run those guys in tandem and have like 3 units. But then again, I have that problem. What do I do with my general? Okay. See, that's the biggest handicap to this army. Not the marching. You know, the army's giving me tools to overcome the marching problem. But my big problem is protecting my general. Now, once I start getting into like vampire counts, you know, the actual vampire count, I can have this guy run around by himself and he can take on half a unit. It won't be a big deal, okay? But, you know, that's not until like we get into the 2,000 point games. That's going to be a bit, you know, before that happens. Okay, let's get this guy's head. But see, my friend and myself, you know, Jesse, what we're trying to do is we're trying to do it in increments. You know, so we start off at 550, 750. This will be our first 1,000. You know, so we're doing it in increments so that way we can learn and it'll be a lot easier, you know. Because we determine the 1,000 point list that is going to be not much different from our 750 point list. Because in my last game, you know, I had 3 characters, but only one of them had the full amount of gear. Both my wizards still had like 25 points each they could have spent, you know, easy. You know, this game I got to make sure my characters have the gear, you know. I got to make sure my necromancer, you know, because I want to bring in, what I would love to bring in is the banshee, you know, but I got to have more than one wizard. Because in this army, it's key, my friends, it's key to have your, oh dang it, those little rip guys are so hard to hold. Oh, hold on. Luckily I have a carpet and it doesn't bounce. Give me a second, I'm so sorry, my friends. All right, here. Yeah. So I have to have more than one wizard, okay? So now a low-level necromancer, that's all I really need is maybe like a level 2, okay? Or even like a level 1. 2 level 1s is more than sufficient. Okay, hold on. Okay, that's why I was thinking maybe the corpse cart, okay, I wouldn't have to defend it as much, okay? So level 1 necromancer be 60 points. If I made that necromancer level 2, then you're talking like, you know, 90 points, you know, and then the items, another 50. We're saying 140 points possible. Now, if I went with the corpse cart, that's its own little army option. Here it is. If I went with the corpse cart, that's 115 points, okay? And then basically, a corpse master is a level 1 wizard. Every corpse master knows a spell from the necromancy lore of magic, which means it's like having another wizard, okay? That extra spell, and then I can bring a buff where, you know, once I do an invocation of neck, I would get extra wounds if I'm in the radius. So, and then it can defend itself, you know. So, it's basically the same price as having a level 2 wizard, but I don't have to put it in a unit, you know. So, I'm kind of flip-flopping on that. It'd be kind of nice because that way I can run it behind my unit, and then again, cash hellish figure, You know, we'll see how it goes. It's just the wizards are so crucial to this army. The thing about it is you're paying the points to resurrect your troops in their cost. Because I gotta tell you, my friends, undead troops don't have the best fighting skills. Graveguard, yeah, they do. Graveguard kick butt. But my, normal skeletons, zombies, they're just normal. Weapon even probably a little less because they're slower. They don't got no muscles. So yeah. But being able to raise them and heal them is worked into the point cost. How's that gonna look together? Yeah, that's an alright pose, I guess. Okay, let's get those ribs in there. So yeah. So that's what you guys gotta figure. Reserve move, strong magic phase. Combat wise, they'll be okay. If I bring spears, I'll get 2 rows of attacks. So definitely, if I bring skeletons, I'll be able to muster up, like 40. Okay, so I'll bring spears. If I do that. Now, I'm really tempted to bring in the Graveguard, because if I bring in that Right Lord character, I unlock that option. And that'd be kind of neat. Okay, what am I doing wrong? Oh, there it is. Okay. So, it just depends on the look. Now, if I bring Graveguard, I'll bring great weapons. Now, the thing about it is the Knights, they had a pretty high initiative, and so I'm going to go last anyways against these guys. So I might as well bring some punch, okay? Now, I won't get the supporting attack, but if I bring a wide enough rank, I'll get a good number of attacks. I'll make sure I'll have combat resolution, and then I'll blast through his AP, well, his armor with the great weapons. And also, too, the Graveyard have a decent save, because they're going to be, what did I say? I think they're heavy armor. Now, I won't be able to have the shield if I bring the great weapons. If I bring hand weapon shield, I'll be able to, but I'm still going to go last. Thing is, I'm going to go last no matter what against the Bretonians. Their initiative is so well. They get a bonus on the charge. I'm going to go second no matter what. So I might as well take that into account and, and have the right gear and be prepared. Be prepared to take the punch. Now, the good thing about the Graveguard is if I don't lose that bad, I don't have to give ground. I can stay where I'm at. That's like a special rule for them. They're basically tough skeletons. And I can bring them in as core if I bring in that right Lord for 40 points. And I can give him 50 points worth of gear. So I would just give him some, something cool, I can replace his armor. I can give him a cool magical weapon. Yeah, it looks pretty good. That's going to be good. But yep, we need to get this guy's head. Because my friend, she likes to play the same game style pretty much, hexes and buffs. Because our last game, it was all about the buffs for her troops. Basically, giving herself better armor saves is what she was doing. Giving herself a regen save, armor saves, basically a lot of defensive stuff, which is pretty smart. Because that's what I would be doing if I can do that. Okay, we're looking for the other half of this guy's head. I want to say it's this one right here. Yeah, I think that's it. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. I don't have the eyes I used to have. Okay. Because the good part about it is a level 1 necromancer is my, 2 level 1s wouldn't be too bad. Because what it would be is the vampire and the blood knight unit would be healing the dire wolves, bam, and then the crypt ghouls, and then the grave guard would be healed by the general, bam. So that way I can have the grave guard, the blood knights and the dire wolves can go after the knights on the side flank. I'm going to send the crypt ghouls after the bowmen because, for one thing, they're skirmishers. They can move through cover, so they're harder to hit. And man, all they have to do is just, those bowmen will not last in one combat. They will not last. All I gotta do is kill enough of them to make them take a leadership test. That's all I gotta do. And also, too, they also have to take a fear test. So I gotta remember to make my opponent take fear tests in this army because everything causes fear. And that's also big because that's going to affect their rolls. And when they have to test, I believe. I think it's terror if you charge. I'll have to read up on it. But right now, nothing's going to cause terror in this army. Maybe the Blood Knights, I got to check and see. But as it is, my core, no. My core is all going to only cause fear. That's still enough of a bonus. That's also factored into the points, All these abilities your army has. Ooh, that pose is kind of funky, dude. Why do I feel like I glued 2 wrong bodies together? I don't know. Yeah, if I did, oh well. Oh well. I mean, these guys are dead. They're not graceful, Okay, I guess that's okay. This guy has like a big old, it's like a broken spear come out of his head. I don't know. I was excited to get dire wolves when these came out. Because the old dire wolves were just basically the same wolves that you got in the Goblin Wolf Riders box with the metal head, that looked more fierce. It wasn't even decayed. It was just like fierce looking, So these were a big step up. Now I kept the Goblin Wolf Riders, so instead of buying those packs of the dire wolves with the fierce head, all I did was just buy a box of Goblin Wolf Riders, and just had those be my dire wolves. They were just wolves. But I'm glad I saved the riders because now I can use them as Goblin Wolf Riders. So that'd be nice. Okay, we're making some good progress. So, now, I really want to bring the Grave Guard as my core, okay? Because I think it'd be fun. Now, if I have to, I could always drop the corpse cart and just have my single wizard and just hope for the best, Because it's going to be pricey. Once I start adding this stuff up on paper, it's going to be hard to pull this off. Because, the dire wolves are cheap enough. The 1 unit of crypt ghouls. The thing is, I have to spend 25% on my core. So we're talking like 250 points I have to spend. That's not going to be hard. You know, the 20 goals is 180 points, and then the 88 down. So pretty much I'm almost there with the goals and the direwolves. So I need something that has some fight to it. That's going to last. Something with combat resolution, and that's what my infantry is going to have. But right now, this is all about getting the dire wolves ready. So the crypt ghouls, I got 12 of them. I just got to put on the bases. Okay, now the crypt horrors, I got 3 of these guys built already, and I have enough to build like a couple more. I think like 6 more. But I'm not going to worry about these guys until I get to a higher point, because I can only bring these guys in 1,000 points. It's like 1 unit per 1,000 points. So once I go 2,000 points and bring in a Ghoul King, that's when I'll break these guys out, because then I'll be able to bring them as a special choice instead of a rare, I believe, or something to that effect. But it'll be kick butt. You know, I love how all the different characters unlock the different army styles. It's pretty nice. Okay, let's get back to business, my friends. We only got a couple more wolves and we're done. Okay, so here we go. That's a 4. That's a 4. Yeah, let's get these guys built. Yeah, so now I'm thinking, since I'm going to have it where the unit champion and the Blood Knights can do have that one lore, he can also heal Fellbats or, you know, or the bat swarms, which I have models for both, okay? So that's also another option, but of course we're talking points again, you know, so. But that would give me a 3-prong attack, because the flying guys would be able to keep up. I would have, you know, so it's just the options. It's just trying to squeeze all this into 1,000 points. Gets really tight, my friends. Gets really tight. Now, the fact that I'm giving that Blood Knight that heal ability to heal those 3 troop types kind of makes it like I have an extra wizard, you know, so I just got to make the troop choices. You know, I can always, you know, now things I don't want to drop the ghouls, because the ghouls have the reserve movement naturally without casting a spell. So that's crucial, because in this game, it's all about movement, my friends. Movement. You know, that's what happened to me in my, that's why I lost that one combat when I should have won, because I was still in marching formation when I got charged, because I didn't expect it to be, the Bretonnians to be so fast. So basically I wasn't prepared. I didn't have a chance to reform. I should have won that combat. But now I know. Okay, so here we go. We need another right and left. So these dire wolves, oh god, look at the thing landing in my lap. The dire wolves will be a support unit. So that's what I'm thinking about, maybe bringing bat swarms. Now I can bring in Fellbats, but they're pretty pricey. You know, the bat swarms, you know, if you know, they have like 5 wounds. Now, that'd be a good unit to lock something up. Now, in the last game, my friend had the general, the BSB, in the knights, in the regular knight unit, okay? That had the lance formation, okay? And then the damsel was with the 3 Grail Knights. Because the Grail Knights, you could bring 3 as the minimum size unit. It's pretty nice. But they're very expensive. They're basically like, almost like the Blood Knights, where they're like independent characters, like as a unit. I mean, they're pretty pricey, but man, they're sure worth it. Okay, do I have all the parts? Yes, I do. Okay. So that's kind of key to this phase. Now the thing about it is, it's a sub-command power and not a spell, which is really kind of nice, which means, I put the ribs in too soon again. I did that again. So what we need to do, we need to hurry. That's okay, I'm building up these guys, it's not a problem. There's not that much urgency, this is the gel. I got time. But yeah. There we go, let me get a good hold on it. There it is. It's putting the ribs in that's the trickiest part. I know I won't be able to charge first. You never know, maybe with the Blood Knights I can. It's going to take me a game or two to get used to this not being able to march thing. I can still charge, once I'm close enough. But not being able to march just makes it kind of slow. But I like how they make it happen during the shooting phase, because it's a little less confusing than have it be like in the movement phase or something. I don't know. It's going to be interesting, my friends. I'm really going to have to watch out for terrain. Now with the ghouls, it's not really going to be a problem because they can move through cover, okay? So, they still have to take a test for terrain, but it's not as bad, The results are not as bad for them. So that's going to be key. Yep, that's going to be key. Because see, their job is going to be to go after the bowmen, okay? So their job would be go after the bowmen, and then basically the infantry's job is going to be to house my general and have something to lock the knights into combat with, Because he's not going to be able to resist to go after my general. That's all you got to do is kill my general. Okay, how are we doing? How are we doing for time, my friends? Wow, has it been almost an hour already? Really? Oh, can't believe that. Wow, okay, hold on. Oh, God, I guess it has. Okay, well, we're getting close to wrapping it up, so... What we would do is, man, I was really hoping that we can get the Blood Knights together. Now, the cool part about it is since I have the primer now, is we can actually start getting these guys painted, okay? So I need to go through my paints. I imagine most of them are going to be like trash. I haven't done it yet because I'm kind of dreading it. Now, the good part about it is that going to that GW store was kind of a special thing. It's not going to be all the time. I'd rather support my independent, store, which is a lot closer, my friends, a lot closer, and I can get there a lot faster. But it was fun to go there. Maybe once in a while we'll go there, but pretty much it's going to be WizKids or independent store. But I really needed the primer, and that was the key thing, is the primer was holding me up from some progress, okay? Because the ghouls, I hit them with the white primer. So I hit them with the white primer, and then I hit them with the flesh wash, and then a dry brush. Because I want those guys to look like, like humans. They're basically like they used to be human, you know. Now back in the day, was it 7th edition or was it 6th? It used to be where the ghouls were the only living thing in my army and everything was undead. So it used to be where I couldn't raise or even heal my ghouls, but they had better stats. And then they made them where I can heal them. But yeah, they used to take psychology tests and all kinds of stuff. They used to be just cannibals, just humans. You know. Alright, looking pretty good. Oh, dang it, I was going to say looking pretty good, and there goes the head falls off. Okay, but yeah. But it's vital to get the Blood Knights into this list. Because I'm fighting the Bretonnian. Now, it'd be fun to have... Oh god, it would be fun to have Black Knights and Blood Knights. Because see, if I did that, then I would have my Vampire and my Right Lord. Oh god, see, I can't do that though. I can't do that. Because I can't have my general too far from my troops, because then I can't really heal them. And I need the numbers. It's too easy to lose my Vampire in combat resolution if I put him in a unit of Black Knights. If I put him in a unit of Grave Guard, the chances, because that's the thing about it is I gotta watch out for combat res. Even though my guy can be a monster in combat, and just be like, if I lose that combat res, then I take wounds. And in this low level of a game, I'm only playing a 2 wound character right now. That's not much. That's not much at all. How are we doing on time, friends? Okay, we hit an hour. Okay, well, you know what? We got, looks like we got 2 more wolves, okay? 2 more wolves, and then we'll call it a session. Now, the cool part about it is we'll be able to get painting pretty soon. So I'll probably go to the game store next week, and I'll pick up some paints. Basically, I need some browns for the wolves, some flesh colored, I already have a metallic for the armor. I need some paints that make the Blood Knights look very kind of fancy. Now, basically they're blood dragons, is what they basically are. So a lot of reds is what we're talking about. A lot of reds. I don't want to lose this. Now I already have red for my night goblins, so I can probably use that same red and then maybe get like a contrast, and then paint the details. We'll see how it goes. Okay, I need the other rib. Okay, there it is right there. I need the right one. But it's all about the reserve move, getting into charge range right away, the fact that I'm relying on my opponent, since she's Bretonnian, to let me go first. I'm kind of planning on that. I know she's going to let me. Oh, I'm out of coffee. Oh, dang it. That's okay. We're almost done. Okay, we need the heads now. But yeah, because I know my friend is relying on that blessing of the lady for letting me go first. Cause it's a really good save. It came up a lot in the game. Because magic wise, it's just going to be basically, it's going to be basically, Hellish Vigor, reserve move, and maybe Van Dance. I don't know, we'll see how it goes. I'm not bringing in high level guys. So it's going to make it kind of tough. But I don't really need that because they get that Invocation and Neac spell because, without having to pick it. So it's just a thing that happens. Let me read the rules and make sure. That's just... hold on. Let me get this guy in there. Is that even the right one? Okay, it's this way. Here it is. Here's the right side. There it is. But yeah. Now the thing about the dire wolves, they actually got some punch. They got slavery and charge. Okay, so as long as they're charging, they get an extra bonus on the strength. Okay, so I want to be charging with these guys. That's why I'm bringing them as a support. So make sure they get the charge. And then the Blood Knights. I can bring hand weapon shields. I can bring lances. I'm gonna bring lances. I think lances is the way to go. Because they'll have more punch. I gotta look at the stats. I don't know. Hand weapon shields will give them a... I'll have to see what gives them the better armor save. I mean, look-wise, it would look better if they had lances. It'd be really more dramatic. It would look really cool. I'm not going to be running them in the lance formation. I don't know. I got to see if that is an option for me. I'm not sure if it is or not. It'd be kind of cool if it was. But yeah, I'm thinking about lances. I have the option. They're on the sprue. It would look really neat. I think that's what my Black Knights have as lances. So, I'll have to see what gives them the better attack. So my not goblin guys, I'm making the good progress with, because, having the robes be just black is pretty good. The last time we were together, we had a really good session. Just not paying attention and buying the wrong yellow paint kind of messed us up, my friends. Hold on. I don't really have anything to wipe my hand on. That's okay. A little too much glue on that one. But yeah, we're almost done, friends. Almost. Now, once I get into bigger games, where I have more points to throw around, then I can have my vampire general be a wizard, and have my main count be the one throwing around hexes everywhere and the death spells. But right now, it's all about the support spells. It's such a low-level game. I feel that's our best strategy for learning. Now this is a nice pose. I like it. It's a better running pose. A little more dramatic. These are going to be fun to paint. They're going to dry brush up really nice. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see how these look. But I'll do these all with the white primer. So they'll be a brighter color. Now that was the thing about my 8th edition. My older zombies, I was trying to mimic the old movie look. And I had them kind of drab looking, a lot of earth tones. But I think I want to go a little brighter on this edition of gaming with them. So I'm thinking white primer. You know, more regal colors for my vampires. Alright, almost done with these dire wolves. But I'm thinking I might end up bringing 20 goals instead of 40. It's just the points are going to add up fast. But between the dire wolves and the 20 crypt ghouls and whatever unit I'm going to babysit my general in, I got my core costs more than easily covered. So basically, the way this list is looking, I'm going to have core choices and then a rare, you know. I believe I only have 10 of these undead dire wolves. I gotta look at my old army books and see. The nice thing about it is these models are still using the old base sizes. So I can easily, now, oh god, I don't remember if I even have these or not. I gotta check and see. All my vampire counts are in the old plastic boxes with the foam inserts, like the pink foam with the cutouts. Oh god, like from the 90s, I believe. So I need to go through and see what I can use, you know. I didn't want to use any troops. But if I can use stuff I don't have to rebase, basically the dire wolves, that'd be nice, you know. Now I'm not sure if the Vargoth is on the same size base. That was an actual, was he monsters infantry or a monster? I forgot what his category used to be. Alright my friends, we're almost done. Almost done with the dire wolves. Nice. I got these little chain bits we're not really using. It's supposed to be like a chain hanging off them. I'll see. Maybe that's how I'll designate who the champion is. I gotta check and see. But if not, it'll make a good bit for a banner, you know. Okay, where did I cut that right there? Oh, it's nice to get this. It feels good to get this stuff built. Yeah, so basically reserve move, my friends. Now, I can also unlock a Karen Wraith. He's like 50 points. And he would allow me to bring Spirit Hosts, which would also have reserve move. But then, oh god, see, it just makes it hard because I got this whole thing going on with the Blood Knights. I really want to see Knights against Knight action. You know, play my friends Bretonnians. There's the other piece. I really need to bring in some cavalry just to get the hang of it. And the fact that the unit champion kind of doubles like a wizard and can heal some of the troops makes a big difference. Even if it's just like 2 units of, a unit of 2 bases. Because that'd be 10 wounds right there. Something to fly over and lock while the dire wolves and the knights hit them, you know. I mean the blood knights. Yeah, blood knights and the dire wolves. Okay. Oh, sorry my friends, I'm a little on the tired side. This is my first day off of the week for my week here, and man, this was a hard week at my job. It was pretty busy. Okay, just making sure there's no bad, like right there. That's a pretty bad line. Look. See, I'm already dropping stuff because I'm ready to stop here. That's always a sign for me that it's time to take a break. When I stopped running, I got up a little early this morning. My dog woke me. Even though it's my day off, I still get up at 5:30 because my dog wakes me up. Now normally I can go back to sleep, but I couldn't get back to sleep this morning. Yesterday I was so wiped out from work. I came home and I took a nap. Well, I was supposed to be taking a nap. I slept the whole night, so I got a lot of sleep. Is that the one? Is that the side? Hold on. Okay, it's this guy right here. This one goes right here. Make sure we get the right one. Okay, I figure I'll send the ghouls after the bowmen, because the ghouls have movement 6. And then I wanted to say that dire wolves they had, what was it, 9, 8, and they were definitely faster. If I can get models that have reserve move without relying on having to spell, would be good. Because once my opponent figures out that it's all about getting that spell off for me, they're going to stop that. They're not going to allow that to happen. See, that's a major handicap right there. If they can keep me from marching, I'm having trouble getting this last piece in, which by figures, not surprised. I gotta say, with these models, this particular trying to get the rib piece in, that's the piece I struggled with pretty much the whole time. Because it goes in at that weird angle where it's kind of scooped. I have a tendency to put on too much glue anyways, so then it sticks to my finger. There it is, there it is, there it is. We got it, friends. But yeah, reserve move, and God, you can't even barely see that piece. I think that might be a misprint and some pieces didn't mold all the way. Well, we're going to stick it in anyways because it's there. Well, that's way too much glue, man. Hold on. I got to get some of that off. That's too much. Dang it. Hold on. We'll use this little piece of sprue right here. Yeah, that was too much glue right there. Look, now it's all sticking to my hand. Dang it. Okay, there we go. I'm going to go out to brunch without glue fingers now. Alright. But yeah. Because fighting stats, these guys aren't too bad. They're not great, but they're not too bad. Graveguard are pretty nice. They got a lot of cool defense rules. Okay, here we go. We got this. Okay, that's just going to be for bits. I just got to figure out what I'm going to be able to bring in. I know the skeletons will be a lot less, okay? Now, if I bring in the skeletons, there's no point in bringing in the Right Lord. I don't know. He's a good combat character. He can issue a challenge. Now, also the thing about the Bretonnians too is if I challenge the general, if I issue a challenge to the general has to take it. If they forego the challenge, then they lose the blessing that they sacrificed going, allow me to go first for. So it's, and of course I'm gonna make sure my general has all the adequate gear to survive. Now, my Night Goblin had the right gear and was able to take out the general. Now the vampire is going to be even more brutal because the vampire has great combat stats. So I might even bring the same weapon, that biting blade. It was a 25-point item. It was on the cheaper side in the regular book. I want to say I have, yeah. Because the vampire had really good initiative. That's going to be key, is the initiative. The mains just make these heads look really big. That's my only beef with these models, you know, is they look really, I don't know. Once they're painted up, I guess they'll be alright. Just, the head's just really big. I guess to make it look all decomposed looking and to model it, you know, within the technology capabilities, I guess they had it look kind of big. But compared to the old wolves, you know, they're smaller. Less dynamic posed. All the wolves had that one, they all had that same pose. So I guess it's a trade-off. Cool part about it is I had them already. You didn't have to buy them. Like, for example, like that vampire box I bought, I didn't really have to buy the whole box. I could have just bought the knights. Just wanted shiny toys. You know how it is. We're almost done, friends. This is it. This is it. Okay. Oh, dang it. No, not it yet. Not it yet, friends. Hold on. Oh, it's almost it. I let go too soon. Yeah, so basically, it's going to be about reserve move. It's going to be about movement. I'm going to have to be on those bowmen fast. They got a crazy range, my friend. The range on long bows is pretty far. They want to say it was 36 inches. Okay, that's a lot, all right? So, that's why I need to be able to heal those ghouls up. See, that's why I have to have the dire wolves running with the vampire hero that can heal them, and then the ghouls have to, I don't know, it's going to be hard, my friends. It's going to be hard. I just got to maybe just make the ghouls a throwaway unit. You know, it's like a, I don't know. It's going to be hard. We'll figure it out. Once I start having to add up points, you know, the fact that my character has to be a wizard makes it pricey right there to begin with, you know. If I was able just to bring in a combat character as a general, then that would save me so much more points, but, you know, that's the trade-off I pay to be able to raise and heal my troops, you know. I think it was 6th edition, they had a list where you were able to bring a right king, and then it was an all-skeleton army. Now, you weren't able to heal it, if I remember correctly, but it was still neat to have like an all-skeleton army. Well, my friends, you know what? It was very nice to hang out and spend this hour and 24 minutes together. So the next time we see each other, I should have stuff more built, okay? I'll definitely have the rest of the stuff rebased. I'll definitely have my list written out so I can build the rest of my models accordingly. You know, it's going to be tough, my friends. The fact that when my general dies, my army falls apart, it really makes it tough because I really got to spend points on an appropriate unit to babysit my general in, okay? It has to be able to to survive combat resolution, because my character can die from that, you know. It's just, you know, being able to raise the troops is big, okay? Being able to heal your troops is big, you know. Especially, if, you know, once I get into huge games where I can have a bunch of level 1 necromancers running around just healing everything, you know. It can get crazy. But in these low level games, it can be pretty tough, you know. Because already your army forces are going to be pretty small, okay? And that makes it hard, okay? And the fact that I lose models in combat resolution. So, but I have rules to save me points on that, okay? Now, I'm not even taking a BSB. I mean, I could take a BSB. I can easily make this right king, this right lord my BSB. But then again, you know, that's more points, you know. Maybe in a bigger game that would be good, but, you know, it's more points. I don't know. It's hard, my friend, it's hard. Because even though 1,000 points sounds like a lot, it's going to add up fast. Especially when my character, my general, is going to be almost 200 points right there, you know. 185 once I gear up to the full 50. So it's still talking like 100. At least, you know, it's going to be high, you know. Another necromancer is going to be 100 points. Bam. Once I get the gear and a level up. I think it's to be like, you know, it adds up fast. And with this army, magic is key. It's all about the magic. Because magic, it's going to be, you know, basically healing. It's going to be reserve move. It's all going to be about the hellish vigor, I'm sorry. It's all going to be about movement. Once my guys are in the combat, they do great. Because I got to remember to make my opponent take their fear test, which will, you know, give me a slight edge. You know, I got to remember that, you know. If I wanted to, I can, you know, have my vampire cause terror, but then again, I won't be able to do the invocation of neck, which is important. I got to be able to have so having my blood knights and these guys will be a two-prong. So, I don't know, dude, it's so hard. No. I'll figure it out. Thanks, my friends. Thanks for watching. Hey, any suggestions from any vampire count players? Put them in the comments, my friends. And, you know, I might not respond, but I read them. So if I leave a heart, you know, and I don't delete any comments, my friends. So if there's a negative comment, I leave it there. I'm not going to be that guy that deletes stuff. And I hope I don't get negative comments. But if I do, you know, I appreciate the feedback, my friends. I'm not going to be like erasing you from history and like deleting you. I'm going to own up to your criticism, you know, because I'm a big boy. All right, friends, you know what? This was awesome to spend this time together. I got to wrap it up. It's been almost an hour and a half, and all we built was like 5 models. We built like 6, you know, but still. But we talked about strategy, and I was able to talk it out loud, and it makes a big difference. It's all about the points, my friend, because we can't go over 1,000 points because we're not ready for that yet. All right, my friends. Hey, thanks. And we'll talk to you soon, probably in a couple of days, okay? In a couple of days, we'll be working on another video. Hopefully, we'll be priming things. So I'm ready to start. The ghouls are almost ready to start priming. Bye, friends. Bye for now.